Mate, you can't say his name.
It was his auntie.
You still can't say it. Cannot have the third man coming at the legs. And how we do that, we police it. Look, here's another one. Joseph Tarpany. Are you serious? How this isn't banned blokes for
Every
for
second,
12
this
weeks?
is every second tackle.
Yeah, not getting picked, and then it was a bit awkward for me to watch. I mean, I'd been there since 2016. I hadn't missed a game, so it was a bit weird for me to watch on TV. And
Yes, hello and welcome to another episode of Freddy and the Eighth, proudly brought to you by Sportsbet, our 193rd episode of the show. We are, of course, closing in on that 200th as I welcome Andrew Johns, Brad Fittler, and I'm pleased to say a very special guest as well, James Tedesco. Good to see you all. How exciting is this? We've got Teddy on the couch for the whole show.
Took us 193 episodes to get Teddy on.
We've been sending emails and messages every single week.
only got it this week.
He's gotten too big. Sends them through.
Well, we've got a fantastic show coming up. We've got plenty to discuss. We're going to be diving into the archives once again. We've got some classic pieces of rugby league history. We're going to be talking debut tries after we saw Jed Stewart with it on the weekend. We're going to go a little bit in depth with James Tedesco as well. We've got a big preview of all the games on 9. But I wanted to start off and let you guys know that we've actually hit the big time here on Freddy and the Eighth. Donald Trump has been watching. He's given some feedback of our game, of our show that we did in Perth ahead of Game 2 of State of Origin. Have a look at what he had to say about it.
That they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
And that's about sums it up.
You know I got on the drink with Donald Trump on the way.
Stop it. When?
No.
No, I'm just cheering up.
Oh,
He doesn't drink.
Unbelievable.
doesn't
Yeah, no.
Can you imagine if he did?
Couldn't you corrupt him?
he? There'd be
me,
concerns for the
Donald.
safety of the world.
Wow.
Get that in you.
He's on a path, Donald.
Now, we also went through the archives as well, and we found a bit of vision that I think it's fair to say that you will never see this ever again in rugby league. Take a look at this. The great Tommy Raudonikis. There you go.
Close the door to
Close the door, little dart, light her up, and then on the walkie-talkie as well down to the field.
If we had a reality TV show when he coached us in Origin, honestly, it'd be better than the Osbornes. How good were those days with Tommy?
We used to do the tactics in Tommy's bedroom, and there'd be a can of something full with cigarettes sticking out the top, and then the ashtray would be full. And he'd talk about defence, and you're going like, serious?
He's going through it and he's going, this player, yeah, I had sex with his auntie, yeah, this player, this...
He said that at a function about.
Mate, you can't say his name!
It was his auntie.
Still can't say it!
Well, now we're going to have to take that segment out.
Murray, he was
Went
the
red
best.
and everyone just kept
He
listening
was
to
the
Tommy.
best.
Oh my
It was
goodness.
a wild bit of gear.
That is just outrageous. Well, I'm glad that we bleeped that name, but for
we
all
bleep it?
privacy, yes. For all
This is
privacy
life,
rights.
Any lip readers out there, please don't watch TV.
All right, let's talk a little around the grounds at the moment. We're going to be talking debut tries because, of course, we saw Jed Stewart on the weekend score his first try in the NRL, in his first game in the NRL. Great
so
scenes
good.
there, and obviously Ricky Stewart and the whole family in the crowd cheering him
Carly.
on. Yeah. So we're going to have a look back. Do you guys remember your first try in the NRL? Joey, we're going to...
Try or tries.
True, well, there we go. 'cause
Oh, here we go.
your
Here we
first
go.
on debut, how many did you score?
23
Wow.
points, still a record.
Here we go.
Was this your starting game? Did you
Starting
start off the
game.
bench, right? So there's a
What
technicality
year is this,
in there.
Joe?
This is 94. Do you reckon we did weights back in the day? No weights lifted.
You weren't shaving your legs either.
Jerseys.
Look at the fuzz.
And then what's this? Did you...
I worked at a sports store for a while.
Wow.
Oh my
How old there, Joe?
19.
19.
And so did they come and interview you after the game?
That was in
while you-
Maitland. They came the next day.
Yeah.
But in those days, there was no media managers. They just
No.
turned up at the shop. So I'm working. Next thing, Channel 10's here, Channel 9's here. Oh, what? Yeah.
What about yours, Freddie? Do you remember yours?
I think it was in a semi-final.
Yes, correct.
Righto. Tigers, maybe. Boom. Just hitting holes off brandy, I'd say. That's all I did for a couple of years. Just run off brandy.
I think it was your starting debut as well, was it?
No. That was played Ellery Henley in my first game.
What about the Matt Goodwin? The handshake. There's no high fives. Conventional handshake.
Yeah.
How old were you here?
17.
17.
Yep. And actually, yeah,
The handshake.
Yeah. Love that.
Channel 10 came out. Jim Wilson came out and did an interview
Yeah, right.
at school.
What all your friends at school say?
Well, the helicopter came in, landed on the playground, and then they come and did the interview in the
Was it a
classroom.
co-ed school?
Yeah.
Oh, the girls would love it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sure you don't.
Did you think, all right, this is it, I'm killing
How
it?
ugly was I? I had a black tooth, the hair. Anyway, but
Someone's auntie would
good
love it.
times.
Now, what about you, Teddy? Do you remember your
Yeah,
first
I was on
try?
the wing.
Yeah.
Farah put a grubber in for me. I think it was down in Melbourne versus Melbourne. Put an early kick in for me.
And that was your third game in the NRL, I believe.
Yeah,
What year's this, Ted?
this is 2013. I think they thought I bobbled it too, but it didn't look pretty, but I got it down.
You do everything fast, Teddy, I must say.
Well, look at the bounce. It's a tough bounce.
Yeah.
Mate,
I didn't use my forearm.
You got the big salmon there. Look at the size of your blur.
Yeah, on the wing.
How old did you say?
I'd been 20 there, so I debuted when I was 19, did my ACL, and then come back for a couple of games on the wing before moving to fullback.
How many ACLs did you do?
No, I did one, and then I broke my kneecap, same knee, in 2014.
right,
So
Because you had
Rough couple of
your it was like Jacob Carraz. You had an extravagant running style. Everything.
yeah, everything was moving and like putting a lot of force through the ground.
Did
That
they
was-
change the way you run?
It was talked about. Yeah, I tried to not put as much force into the ground because I'd really be stepping hard and putting a lot of pressure on my ankles and knees. So I was talked about just trying to be a bit lighter, but
Yeah, it's very hard to change habits.
it was. I don't know if I really did change it too
Let
much.
me tell you.
Yeah, I don't know if it changed too much, but
Did you sort of just try and focus if you were getting told, say, don't put as much pressure? What do you try and do?
it was
Lift your
more,
legs a
yeah,
little
just
bit?
being more lighter off the ground. And that was more like training. Obviously in the game or when you're playing, you're not really thinking about your running style, but definitely in training when I was coming back through those injuries, was more about, yeah, just being lighter off the ground and not trying to, just trying to bounce off the ground instead of trying to put a lot of force through it.
I remember the first time I coached you, it was in a city team, and you'd only just played half a dozen games. And I remember you got the ball in goal, you did set step 5 blokes. Do you remember that?
I do actually.
How
I was sitting there just shaking my head going, how'd he do that? He just literally went, doot, doot, doot.
Well, I remember that phone call when he called me to play for City, and I was thinking, I think I'm country. I didn't even know if I'm City. Because I played Group 6 and I played for West as well when I was a bit older. So I was a bit surprised by that, and I was like, all right, I played.
Camden's. That's
Camden's
city.
Camden's country.
Oh, is
I
it?
played
Is it?
Group 6. But then I went to Eaglevale St Andrews when I was about 13. So I played, and that's a city comp in Campbelltown.
Where's that? Where's Eagle?
Campbelltown.
Okay.
Yeah. So I wasn't sure, but I was happy to get a game, and I don't think we lost.
I still
It was good
remember that.
fun.
I still remember you just coming out of that corner, and I was just sitting there as a coach going, well, I haven't seen that before.
Were you
That's it.
smoking?
I was on the
darts?
Durries, yeah. Just lit one up.
In the coach's box.
I closed the door.
It was
Dutch
a fun
oven.
week, though. Fun week in camp.
Yeah.
All the boys.
I'm sure it would have been. All right, let's have a look at the state of play at the moment because it is such a thrilling competition. So we're 16 rounds into the comp, 11 to go until finals. And looking at this ladder, so this is from 5th to 13th at the moment.
Wow.
And look at that logjam.
Freddie, from the Roosters down, who makes the 8th position?
Well, I think the Dolphins I really think the Dolphins are a good team. I think they can move forward.
Well, look at their differential. 140.
They put some points on last.
I don't know about the Cowboys and Knights.
Helps their halfback. He's a gun.
He's a gun.
Manly-
How good is he?
I love watching him.
Would you pick him in Origin if Nathan was no good?
I think he'd be up to it.
Yeah.
I don't think it doesn't seem like he's a kid who'd get rattled.
Look at that ball.
Yeah, some of his ball playing. We talk about it at training. It's unbelievable.
I used to talk about him at training.
Yeah, me and Sando just it's a
Oh, Sandon Smith.
copy of some of his.
He plays a lot like Nathan in a way, doesn't he? Like he plays on the ball, so it would help Jerome. Like it would make sense, I feel, if Nathan wasn't to play. I think it'd be easier for Jerome for him to play.
Yeah, well, they played. He was from Penrith, wasn't he?
Yeah,
He's a Penrith
he come
player.
through.
Yeah, so I wonder if he had much interaction with Jerome back then.
Well, he
That's
would
a good
have.
point.
They won the.
That's a
He
real-
won the SG ball pretty much on his own. So they were behind by. I reckon they were behind by 3 or 4 tries. He sort of then just got on a roll and ended up kicking a field goal, I believe, or kicking a goal to win the SG ball.
Yeah.
Like he's
So
been the
must-
standout coming through.
Can you put that ladder back up? So you got Penrith there, and you got Dolphins out of there. I don't think anyone below the Dolphins can make the 8.
No.
So you go Seagulls, no Dragons, no Cows. Well, Knights still a chance of winning it. In the comp, that is.
Cronulla
yeah.
are the interesting ones on 15.
I reckon from the Roosters up, they're locked in the top 8.
Yeah.
And then I think Penrith and the Dolphins will fight it out.
Because it's interesting.
With Broncos, Sharks, Roosters and that.
Yeah, the fact that this is the first time the Panthers have been in the top 8 since round 1, I'm pretty sure. So
Well, that depends on how they come out after Origin.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
Nathan's gone for the year, they can't make the 8. Simple as that. It all depends on him.
and we will get to see Nathan.
What have you got him
in
gone for the
action.
year?
Well, mate, groins.
He's
You
not
know,
gone for the year.
Mate,
though.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if his groin keeps going in and out.
But would
How long do you carry yours for?
Years, couple of years.
Years,
But
yeah.
you still played and you still
But
got
you're
on
not
with
the
it.
same.
But would
Yeah,
you
I
risk
agree.
him for Game 3 of State of Origin,
Oh, I
carrying
don't know.
carrying an injury in?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
probably.
playing,
Yeah.
without a
He's
doubt.
tough.
Yeah.
It's
Do you have any
probably-
groins?
No.
No?
Touch wood. I haven't had any touch wood again. It's soft tissues.
That's not wood.
Tissues. Well, it's wood. Something
Touch
wood.
wood. Yeah, come over. No, here. I mean on the head. On the head.
Can we blip it?
I found that interesting what you were saying about Izzy Katoa. When you so when you're watching him, or say if you're doing video on them, or just watching a game, do you look at it? What's going through your mind?
Yeah, well, no, we'll come in say on a Monday and be like, oh, Katoa.
How he
See those tries he set up, like some of the ball playing that he does.
When he
I'm
looks
sure
in.
you love it. Yeah, it looks
Oh,
in to play out.
No one plays better. And the biggest
Well, I reckon all halves are taking it on board and you can see everyone adapting a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just the new style coming through.
It's so impressive for a young kid how he ball plays.
Oh, he is so good.
But even playing against him, he has the option. If you slide off, he can show and go, or play short, or go out the back.
This one.
That we love that one. We
Hey,
talk about that
I was
one.
at home watching that and actually stood and applauded. Oh, wait. We get to watch this young fella for the next 15 years.
I was talking to Cooper about him actually
Yeah.
last week, and he was so impressed as well. He was wondering who was up there helping him. I don't know who.
No,
who
I
was up
just
there. I
think
think
he's-
he's just a real student of the game
Yeah.
and loves watching and learning. So
Well, he plays tough too. Well, that's the thing, and he gets all the respect off his runners because he hits hard.
And
Like he's in there.
defensively, he jams.
Yeah, he gets in there and he puts his head in there. So all his runners respect him, and he knows he takes a hit if he has to. So he's fully committed from everyone around him.
Okay, Nathan's not there. Game 3. God forbid.
I'd pick
Would you
Izzy.
pick him?
Yeah, for sure.
Would you pick him?
I'd feel confident having him there.
I'm
Who else?
still
Who else are you
undecided.
thinking?
What are you undecided about?
Oh, I
Just the-
just don't know.
Well, the other one is Luai Burton.
I worry about
They
the
know
Jared
each other.
Mullen thing. So they threw Jared Mullen in Game 1, 2007, and it really knocked his confidence around. I don't know. I don't really know. Is he?
No, I think he's different. It's a different time. He's come through. He's come through a different
think-
pathway, different
I think it
system.
would be hard if they did lose and that they just can't put the blame on him.
Yeah.
That's something.
The other option, Gus was saying on 100% footy, throw Adam Reynolds in.
I wouldn't put Reynolds in. If I was going to put someone in, I'd probably put Katoa before Adam Reynolds. But I reckon they'd go probably maybe the safe way of Luai and Burton.
Yeah.
I know they're both left side and left footed, but anyway, Nathan will be right.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Also, too, would you not risk it though, because it is a decider? Everything's on the line.
Put on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Nath
Yeah.
playing this week? Did he get
Yeah.
named this week?
Yeah,
He
but
has
got
been
named.
named.
apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's been named to play, so we'll see tomorrow night. How
I think the
that
big
He's
one,
tough.
the big one, will be if Nathan kicks for goals. If Nathan doesn't kick for goals, as a goal kicker, you don't give that up at all. And if he doesn't kick for goals, it
Well, I don't know who else kicks because Alamotti he's on the extended bench.
plays kick. Anyway,
Don't know.
we'll have to wait.
Dylan
All right.
Edwards.
Yeah,
There
he
you go.
kicks.
Yeah. All right, well, stick around. We've got plenty more. We're just getting warmed up here on Freddy the Eighth. Coming up next, we're going to be going one-on-one and get a little bit in-depth with James Tedesco. Don't go anywhere. We're back after this.
Now for Murray. Goes away out to Pearce. He gets one away to Tom Trebojevic. It's gone to Blake Ferguson. Ferguson, can he stand up? Now he throws the pass. He's got it back to you-know-who. Tedesco for the corner. Tedesco's over. James Tedesco puts it over the line in front of a sea of Blatchy's Blues. And look at this. Have a look at this. Nobody more deserving than James Tedesco.
Oh, what a moment that was. Not only for Teddy, but also for Freddie. It was a Freddie and Teddy show, that one.
Great times.
Yeah. Later that year, you scored the try in the grand final
Yeah.
to win the game.
Great year.
That was a big year.
Yeah,
Well, that was off Latrell, the flick.
Hit
against the
tubes.
Raiders.
The tubes and then
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the
Hit
middle.
tubes
yeah.
and Teddy inside.
Yeah.
Memorable year, that one. We will talk a little bit about that and your form at the moment and stuff very shortly. But before we do, we want to talk a bit about tackling techniques. So one of your teammates, Siwa Wong, he's facing, 4 to 6 weeks out with an MCL injury. Joey, you were quite vocal about this because Carl Lawton, he's facing 2 weeks out with the guilty plea for this incident. What riled you up so much about it?
It was a cheap shot. And look, this isn't a shot at the Cowboys or, Carl Lawton, because everyone does it. Everyone trains to do it. But two men get up at the top and then they go down below and sweep the legs. Now, when me and Freddy played, the name of the game was to get the player on the ground as quick as possible. Nowadays, the wrestling techniques, they get two up on top and they wait, and then the player gets down and then they ease him down. And every club does it. This isn't not a knock at the Cowboys. I absolutely hate it. So what's happened now, players turn in the tackle to look for the third man in, and now we've got crushes. Someone's going to seriously hurt their neck. How no one's seriously hurt their neck's a miracle.
Yeah,
But this has got to stop.
we've had 3 of these this year from guys getting injured but not getting penalised in the game. And they stopped the game, so they watched this 4 or 5 times, but still they said the shoulder was above the knee. But you can see they sort of got him on the knee, and it's just
So for a while there, they actually spoke about you had to hit the hip. I'm sure that was a rule for a while. And then blokes were hitting the hips and then sliding down.
Yeah. And now they say above the knee is where the third man has to come in.
I've got the NRL. This is what their considerations are. Initial contact is above the knee or knee joint. This type of tackle can be considered dangerous. The attacking player being placed into a position of vulnerability. No ability to protect themselves must be considered. Whether the contact caused the knee or knee joint into a position or direction outside of its normal range of movement. Now that just says whatever you want it to say.
Some of that last point is that's the knee got in a vulnerable position. He got injured.
It's very
Look at
convoluted.
his medial.
Yeah.
Liam, you're Liam.
Yeah.
The one that hurt Liam didn't finish his career, but totally changed the way he had to run. This one here. And once again, it's not a knock on anyone, but look at that.
That was such a bad one. And to be honest, that took...
I got a solution.
Oh, that's bad.
When a player comes in, let's say Payne Haas, for instance. Payne comes off the back fence. Look at that. Oh, my gosh, that's awful. You need 2 or 3 or 4 people on impact. But then once myself and Freddie get him and hold him on and get the handles and wrap it up, you should not allow the third player to get in. They should not be allowed. So what happens is, if he keeps going forward a little bit, I have to come down and I have to grab the legs, which then offload or quicker play the ball. Once there's 2 men in the tackle and the momentum's pretty much stopped, no third man in. Cannot have the third man coming at the legs. And how we do that, we police it. Look, here's another one. Joseph Tarpany. Are you serious? How this isn't banned blokes for
Every
for
second,
12
this
weeks?
is every second tackle.
Yeah, we've practiced a lot too.
It's
the
practice.
technique
It's
of it.
practice. It's the jiu-jitsu and the wrestling, and how you have it.
Yeah, but like it's also you got to always think of the counter, all right? Because you can't be we talk about tackling with your head down. You can't be doing that anymore. So you need to be hitting higher and holding them up. So that's part of the game. So you need to be understand that for every action there's going to be an equal and opposite reaction. Something's going to change in amongst that as well. So it's just the danger part of it. Coming in at anyone's knees. Seriously?
Now, if you've got 2 players in the tackle and the momentum's pretty much stopped, no third man in. And how we officiate it, we go back to some pocket referees at the ruck, and they control the ruck because the ruck's the game. If you win the ruck,
So you're bringing in another ref.
no whistle. Hear me out. He gets behind. He's controlling the ruck. The main referee's with the whistle. He controls the 10-metre foul play. The ruck is so important. You win the ruck, you win the game. That's how important it is.
Yeah.
Teddy will tell you.
They changed people used to go in and lift the leg.
Yeah,
And that's used to
and
be
then the
third.
Alex
They changed
McKinnon. It was
that.
Alex,
yeah, exactly.
pretty much.
Exactly. So that was another dangerous thing they try to take out. Now they don't want to lift, so they're
I always thought there was a
Diving
hip
in.
rule there. You had to start at the hips.
That's for
and
the
slide
kickers.
down.
Was it the kickers?
No, I'm
you
pretty
couldn't
sure it was
tackle?
third
that-
man in. At one stage, yet people were coming into the hips and
Yeah.
sliding down.
I just think it's a conversation. You need the RLPA, the powers that be, the referees to get in a room and talk about this. Because until, God forbid, Nathan Cleary or Isaiah Katoa or James Tedesco destroys their knee and they're out for lifetime, That's when we change it. We've got to get out of the game. It's dangerous. It's so dangerous.
And it's not good to see as well. We were just watching a few of them and you just want to sort of turn away. It's
You know
not,
what?
yeah.
Junior coaches watch the wrestling and they probably do that at junior level. That'd be
Of course they
wrestling.
would.
Yeah.
Well, Teddy talks about how much you have to practice it
Yeah.
because if you're not winning that part of the game,
You
you're
don't
not
win.
winning.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
winning.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk a little bit about yourself. So we're, 16 rounds into the competition. You're in incredible form at the moment. How is the body feeling?
The body's good. I've been enjoying my footy this year. It's been a bit different, I think, obviously losing a lot of our experienced and older guys last year and bringing up through our younger guys, but it's been awesome. I've been loving them, getting better and better every week, and I think the learning for me was, with older guys missing and experience gone, it's not for me to overdo it and take too much control. Do my thing as a leader and as a player, and then let these boys play their footy because they're bloody good footy players.
I'd say, I don't know I reckon you're close to career best form, Teddy. Close to it. But I don't think you've had a more influential season than this year. The way you're inspiring these young guys, the way they're playing.
Well, that's.
so?
I think at my age and the experience I've got, that's a learning for me over the years. As I said, I reckon early in my career, if I feel like players are out and I had to try and do too much, I'd overplay, take too many carries. I wouldn't be at my best. Whereas now I'm, sort of sitting back and picking my moments really well and letting our young halves play footy, letting them take control, and just trying to be my best self. So that leadership role that I've really grown into as a captain, I'm just enjoying getting better and better at that, and I feel really comfortable in it now.
How much has the coach had to sit you down and go, well, this is the parts I need you in the game. This is when I need you to sit back. This is who I need you to follow. How much is that a conversation or just your learnings?
I think we've had plenty of conversations, not really specifically in moments where he needs me to do a certain thing. It's more just doing playing my best footy as a fullback. So defensively, obviously, Robbo is taking control of our defence this year, and that's the most important aspect for me and him.
Robbo's doing the defence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Part of the defence. So, doing a line organisation, my movements, that's the most important thing. I think with the attack, he just lets me go and play and backs me to pick the right options there.
Well, it's really brave of Robbo to let you play a style of play with the offloads, especially on the weekend.
Yeah.
I'd go as far as saying if Trent Robinson gets his team to the semi-finals this year, this would be his best achievement as a game. And, he's won back-to-back premierships, but that was a pretty stacked team. Compared to this one with all these young guys, the last trial you got beat by 50 by the Knights. Broncos put 50 on you.
Yeah.
We all thought you were going to be bottom four, maybe wooden spoon.
Yeah.
But the way he's let this team evolve.
It's the most calm I've probably seen him throughout my career. I feel like years gone by, we've had the superstars, we've had the team, and everyone expects us to win a premiership or be top 2, top 4. Whereas this year, everyone wrote us off. No one really gave us a chance. But within our 4 walls, we still have that belief that we can make a real run at it. Our guys, in our pre-season, some of these kids that were training with us, you wouldn't pick that they're 18, 19 years of age. They're just
Steve
Fichetti, Rob Toya. These guys are 18,
Benoit
19.
Twain.
And they're just beasts. And they're just getting more and more confident, more and more comfortable every week. And I'd love to, the next 2 to 3 years, some of these kids are going to be superstars.
Is there anyone else coming up? Is there anyone we should look out for?
Well, the front row that got injured.
Toby Rodwell.
Toby Rodwell, yeah.
What's the big front row's name?
D. Lassalle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a player.
Yeah, he had an infection at the start of the year, so he would have been playing as well. He had an infection. He was in hospital. He was out for 8 to 10 weeks. So his brother Xavier, he debuted as well. They're both really good front rowers coming through. But yeah, Toby Rodwell, who played in the 19s Origin last week. He's going to be a player next couple. We've got a lot of young halves coming through. They're all just great footy players, great instincts. Yeah, it's exciting for the club for the future.
What's it been like for you, obviously, watching on for State of Origin? Obviously, you would have loved to be there, but there is a benefit for the fact that the Roosters are benefiting from having you on the field and in great physical shape as well. What's it like for you watching on?
Yeah, I think last year was probably hard. Not getting picked, and then it was a bit awkward for me to watch. I mean, I'd been there since 2016. I hadn't missed a game, so it was a bit weird for me to watch on TV. But this year I felt really relaxed. I wasn't expecting to play Origin. I think a lot of external talk was about that, but I wasn't expecting that. I knew they'd go with Dill, who's playing some great footy, and they won last year. So I've really sat back and just enjoyed watching footy this year, even club footy. Years gone past, I wouldn't like to watch too much footy. I'd just like to focus on myself and focus on the Roosters, but I've really just enjoyed watching footy as a fan and learning from that.
I don't want to embarrass you, but I will. What was Teddy like to coach at Origin?
Well, I suppose the respect he got when Boyd stopped playing and we had to pick captain. We sat in a room. We just said, "Well, it's Teddy." I think what you get from a coaching point of view is you sort of know what you're going to get, and you get it every game. There's very few errors. You got the stuff coming out of trouble, the support. There's times in the game where I think where he gets the ball has been important, whether it's off first receiver. But then, at times as well, he's also changed where he spins around the outside and links with his outside men. So you just know where you're going to get. So you just allows you to move on to another player or another part of the game that you have to work on. So it's just an incredible comfort having someone who puts so much into the game. He's, there's so many metres, there's so many runs. You don't have to worry about someone else doing that. Then they can worry about the chase or something else. So the comfort it brings you as a coach is incredible.
Well, Joey, you said you didn't want to embarrass Teddy, but I am going to. Have a look at these photos we've dug up from childhood in the James Tedesco household.
Whoa,
have a look at this.
Grody? Yeah. I was in year 12 there. That's me in year 12.
What?
Year 12, really?
Yeah, I was tiny.
Where are the arms?
Yeah, honestly.
How much would you weigh then? Can you remember?
I've been 81 probably, yeah. I was honestly, I hit puberty real late. It was probably end of year 12 I started to hit puberty. But even that's what I was saying through my injuries, it really gave me some time to beef up and put some size on, because I was a small kid. I was fast, nippy, good footwork, but in the high school years, I really got taken over because I just wasn't big, and size was an issue.
I spoke to the principal at St Greg's on the weekend. He was at the footy, and they've won their first 3 games.
Yeah, I've seen the highlights on Instagram.
Yeah, so they're doing really well. It's a great school. It's been an incredible nursery, and it's just getting strong again out there at Campbelltown. So
I've seen Paddy Richards' son was on the wing. Just
yeah,
sort of a good try. It's
big.
He looked fast, but he looks similar
I
stature to Paddy.
love seeing the second generation.
Good getting to know in some in-depth side of James Tedesco. I love those photos as well.
What we didn't touch on, Maria, children, how's that touched your life?
Love it. It's the best thing ever. I've got a little daughter now. She turns 2 in a couple of months. Got another daughter on the way in August. Just the best ever. I mean, I feel like before, my career was just all very selfish. It was about myself. Whatever I wanted to do, I wanted to do it. And I got married and had kids, and now my life just revolves around my family. I can't wait, to come home and see my little daughter. She runs up, gives me a hug, and honestly, it doesn't get much better than that. So I can't wait to keep growing my family. She's starting to understand rugby league. She sees footy on TV and says, "Dada." So it's very cool. I love it.
Oh, how cute. All right, well, stick around. We've got plenty more coming up here on Freddy the Eighth. Of course, he's been here for Brain Cancer Round as well, so we're going to be joined by a very special guest after this. Welcome to the Beanie for Brain Cancer Round, a time when the rugby league community joins forces to fight brain cancer.
I always loved playing the Mark Hughes Foundation round, and cancer is such a big killer and it can break so many families apart.
I feel like on this weekend, the rugby league community as one puts their hand up and says, hey, we want to help.
For us to be able to raise a bit of awareness, raise some cash and try and help find a cure, and it's cool for us to play our little part in such a big issue.
I look forward to supporting and being around it.
Great to see the way all the players in the game get behind such a worthwhile cause.
Yes, of course, the Beanie for Brain Cancer Round. It is such a special round that we have in our game, and one that so many people get behind. It means so much to us here at Nine's Wide World of Sports as well. And there are a group of legends who go above and beyond just the beanies. They are doing the Mark Hughes Foundation Trek. So one of them joins us live now, Adam Muir. He's on the walk at the moment. You left Sydney in the cover of darkness this morning en route to Newcastle. How's the walk and how's the body holding up at the moment?
How you going, Danica? The body's holding up really well at the moment. First day, everyone's in good spirits and that. So come day 2 and day 3, things change a lot. But the weather's good and I think there's 65 trekkers all up.
Who's on the trek with you, Hertzy?
Mate, you've got Billy Peden, you've got Todd Carney, Wade Graham, Zane Tenavano, Tony Simons, James Tedesco, and Karuna Brown too. It's about maybe 8 or 9 ex NRL players. Then you've got a mix of just all different people. Like so I think there's someone here from home and away, and then you got it's just a really good bunch of people doing something really great, getting together and just do something great for the Hughes Foundation.
Hey Adam, I know you said Toddy Carney was there walking with you. How's he going? Is he getting through it all right?
Toddy Carney's very quiet, mate. He said it's the first time I've met him, and me and Billy just said he hasn't said boo, so hopefully that doesn't change.
Hey, Hertzy, a lot of players who play with Mark Hughes really support the foundation going on treks and doing what you're doing today. Why is that?
It's just that rugby league community, Joe. Like we all back each other, and Newcastle, as you know, they're like the blokes that you played footy with there, even though some of us did leave and that sort of thing. We're all still thick as thieves. We train most mornings at Mark's gym and go and have a coffee and that. It's more like a brotherhood, mate. And when something terrible happens to one of your mates, everyone bands together and just wants to do the best for him.
So what do you got in front of you, mate? How far do you go today, and when do you end up at McDonald Jones Stadium?
Mate, I think I said we've just gone past Avalon Beach and we finish at Palm Beach. Then we get the ferry across to Wagstaff and walk to McMaster's Beach, I think. And then that's it for day one. So that's good. I think it's all up. It's about 42 kilometres today. And then we stay at the Crown at Terrigal, which is really nice too. And then tomorrow we pretty much go to McMaster's Beach.
Oh, we'll leave it there, Adam. What a wonderful job that you guys are all doing. Make sure that you rest up, get those blisters seen to as early as possible.
He's still got a Nokia.
Nokia 3210. What an incredible effort. We see, the Beanie for Brain Cancer round across the NRL, but also for those people who, put their time to go on this trek. You're putting your body under all kinds of pressure, and it's all for the support of the charity that is such a wonderful charity.
Well, I was at the launch this morning, and Brett Kamala got up and spoke.
He lost his wife, didn't he?
Yeah, he lost Shani. He's got 4 daughters. Mate, he buckled me. He talks about, and actually one of his daughter's birthday today, and just those milestone days, how hard it is. And anyway, he does this every year, Brett Kamali. He stands up, talks about his experience with brain cancer, and also talks about, what's happened with the kids and how they approach this day and how important it is to them. The big thing at the end is, he said, you need to reach out. You need to reach out to people. When you're going through things like this, you need to go and talk to people. Tell them you need a hand, you need help. So, a great message, not only just for brain cancer, but for any time you're in trouble.
Well, every year they do a really big trek. They've done Katoa a few times, Borneo, Everest a couple of times, Kilimanjaro. I think all up, Mark's raised over 35 million. And he said he won't stop till there's a cure.
And it also is one that's very close to the hearts of everyone here at Wide World of Sports. We, of course, Matt Callender. He was actually behind the start of this Beanie for Brain Cancer round. And to think about what it was then and what it's become now, it is huge.
It is. Well, these ones have sold out pretty much online. You have to go into store.
Or go to a game, or
go to a game.
Big W, Rebel.
Big W, Rebel, maybe Target.
I think IGA as well, yeah.
What year did it start?
So next year's the 10th year.
Is that?
Yeah. Next year's the 10th year.
Yeah, since the first year I remember it, it's gotten massive, like you said, now sold out.
The scenes of the players, that was the thing that sold it. The scenes of the players running out
wearing them,
and being that invested, involved, that's what sold it to the world. Not just to, us here in Sydney or Brisbane. It sold it to the world. Those pictures were incredible.
And for more information as well, you head to the website markhughesfoundation.com.au, see where you can buy your beanies. But as we mentioned before, they're at every game this weekend, so get out to the footy, wear your beanie. And they are so very stylish. They nail the styles every single year.
Do. Always mix it up too.
Yeah, I love it. All right, a bit of a change of pace now. We're going to be diving into our Sportsbet having a crack moment. There are plenty to choose from across the weekend, but we thought we couldn't go past this one. A bit of a stack it.
How good's he going? Did you see this form when he was at the... Did you know him before he got the chooks?
No, I didn't know him before he got... He was playing in reserve grade. He was playing for the Bears. And then he sort of come up and trained with us for a bit and got a couple of games. And he was sort of a player. He'd play the same in reserve grade as he did in first grade. It just wouldn't change. And
that was hilarious.
He has that high work rate. He doesn't get tired. He came off the bench first couple of times, but the more minutes he played, like the better he got.
You know him, Freddie?
I've only met him actually just through introducing myself recently because he had the issue with the Origin thing and everyone made a deal out of that, and then he actually came out and apologised, and I reached out, and then I've met him at a few games since, and mate, very well spoken.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Really nice
we
fella.
loved him, yeah.
All right, our other Sportsbet having a crack moment. It's mate v mate. You'd know these two very well. Spencer and Lindsay.
No, we talked about this with trainer. Just respect to both of them, just going after it.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how mad is Spencer on the field?
Yeah, he's 10. And Lindsay's not far off, to be honest. He doesn't probably portray it as much, but honestly, he loves those kick-off carries. Like, I don't know.
Mate,
so does Spencer.
He's got his chin too far out. Like he's got plenty of big knocks in that, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That's what avocado seeds do.
We were watching the final one year. We didn't make the finals. We were on a trip together. We were watching a game, and then the front rower took the hit up, the kick-off carry, and he was just loving it. Like he's going crazy. Just how much he loved watching a front rower have a kick-off carry.
But Spencer off the field's pretty quiet, isn't he?
Yeah, he's crazy. But pick that switch on the field, they both go crazy.
You've got to have something.
He's a bit scary.
Something missing.
Something.
You ever tackle him at
something extra.
Yeah, so honestly, him and Nafahu trying to tackle those two. I don't know how.
How good is he?
Mate, his body shape is like
a block.
Square pants, you know, SpongeBob. He's like that, just a block.
And he's a brick and has footwork. So I think Rad just said he's probably the hardest one to tackle. Whereas Spence will just run straight at you, and you just got to dig deep there. But Fahu's strong feet and he's a brick.
Yeah, you need big long arms to get around him. His ass is huge.
Yeah, he's going so good.
All right, we've got plenty more body chat as well coming up, but we're going to check in with Joel Kane at Sportsbet.
Click on the NRL Weekly Hub on the Sportsbet app. Which team will score the most tries in round 17? Why round 17? The Mark Hughes Foundation. It's a big, big round for me. The Gold Coast Titans a chance, and I hope every team scores plenty. $1,000 thanks to Sportsbet goes to the Mark Hughes Foundation. May it rain tries.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Garlick makes the tackle. And now Mesha, or rather Doyle, inside pass, it's with Mesha, then leads through the gap for Hasler. Will it be second? Hasler has scored, the veteran. West have locked it up at 8-all.
Unbelievable football. Desi Hasler, he's a hero. Out here at Campbelltown, he just keeps bombing up in the right spot at the right time.
What a clip that is. So you got Fatty Vorton calling it, you got Des Hasler scoring a try, and then you got a shot of Tommy Raudonikis.
Mate, Ivan Cleary's missed the tackle. Ivan, mate, come on.
Cherry Mesha.
Yeah.
Great Batlow boy from down near Wagga. He's a good player.
Oh, what a clip. All right, Freddie,
Here we
it's
go.
your time to shine. Freddie's try of the year.
We've got the Roosters first. Hugo Savala, that was an incredible try. Talking about the offloads earlier. Teddy looks like he's having fun. Have a look at this. Spreads out to the right-hand side. Robert Toya, give us your insight to him while the try's been.
Oh, he's going to get better. He's going to be one of the best centres in the game next couple of years. He's very quiet, but he's defensively in his effort areas.
Hugo.
Unbelievable. This Marky's a freak.
I don't
know how he scores some of these tries.
How big is he?
He's working.
He's down the beach all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Shiny.
Shirt off. Yeah, he's looking good.
So good.
Brian Tyre, you're gone. Sorry, mate. See you later. Second, Starling Pouncers. Canberra Raiders. Jeez, I love watching them play. Once again, got their own style.
That'd be a good name for someone who's on SBS late at night.
Starling
Pouncers.
There's a show there. He's a quick. For the hookers, they do such a great job. They've got Owen Paddy coming off the bench.
He could play Owen Paddy.
But Tom Starling, it's taken him a while to get this starting position, but as a kid, he was the gun hooker coming through.
At Newcastle.
Yeah, and great to see him. Not quite on the board. Sorry about that, Tommy.
He's
But
so
the man,
tough, Tom Starling.
they can't stop. Look at this bloke. Alex Johnson, another 4 on the weekend, takes him to within 6. He's had some handy players on the inside of him. Cody Walker, Latrell Mitchell. Gets one off an intercept, but this pass, look at that.
The one in the second half where Latrell just catches it and his hands are moving as he catches, and AJ's leading. That combo, them together.
Mate, the other
I would
one, he
lead on
throws the
that.
ball,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah,
can actually see the Westpac. It was going that slow, the ball. I don't know how he makes it move that fast without it.
The trail.
Yeah.
He fires it, but it's like...
But no torpedo. It doesn't...
No. Torpedo, but just like a couple of rotations. Just
It's unbelievable.
He's got great hands.
Anyway, you don't make the board either, but you are awesome.
Can't stop, won't stop. They're going to have to start getting some plans in place
You are
because
awesome, Alex Johnson.
What are they going to do when he breaks the record?
Yeah, well, how many weeks do you think it will be until
Well, what are you
going
gonna
to
do?
break the record?
How you going to do it? Like, he's scoring four in 1 week. How do you prepare for
They're
that?
going to have fireworks ready
Freddy
to
in the
go.
Eighth.
Freddy in the Eighth, your medal votes.
Trell, in a losing team, gets 1. I've got Joe Tarpany. He was incredible. Freddie's brush, and Teddy's number 3.
I gave him 2.
You know what happens if you win at the end of the year?
What do we
We've
get?
got a boat cruise. We're going to go for lunch at Watson's Bay Hotel.
Yeah, great spot.
And then we're going on the Laundy's boat.
Oh, I love that.
So it's all drink, all food.
Stu's recovering,
included.
though, from an accident, so we just got to hope.
He's sweet.
He'll be fine.
He fell on his head. He's sweet.
He'll be fine. So, yeah, the winner gets to come along, and then some viewers as well, whoever sends in their best photo of them watching Freddy in the Eighth. Most creative
So
photo.
what's the leaderboard look like? What are we
You're up there, you're killing him.
Isn't Luke Metcalf's up there? I think Teddy's up there.
Yeah,
Teddy's
Teddy,
right
you're
up there.
definitely up there. We'll have to have a look
Okay.
at it in a second.
Say Mark's last name.
Nawanga
Oh.
Can you say that?
I like the slang at the end, the little...
Yeah, little Fiji.
Well,
and
This
you
is
just-
Tarpany's.
Yeah, a little
he's
bit of
Italian
Fiji in
too.
you.
He's
Is he?
Italian as well, yeah.
So Fijian Italian.
Yeah.
Hey, Tarpany, the try he saved.
That was on Jerome.
The try he saved when Jerome, he dragged him over and the ball was put down on his leg. He scored the try. And then he ripped the ball out late in the game, which was a crucial part of the game.
Yeah, Teddy.
There you go.
Oh.
Boat cruise.
Yes. Clear the diary.
Better book that in, yeah. That's a good
Better
leaderboard.
pre-warn Maria, I
Yeah, I
think.
know.
Yeah.
The new
Don't
baby
stay up.
Might leave on Friday. Take
know
your
when I'll be back.
passports. We could end
We
up.
might end up at Fiji. Take Marky with us.
There you go. Yeah, we'll keep playing and keep playing as well as
beautiful.
what you are, and you can
Yeah,
join us.
incentives.
We might maybe we should bring the top 3. I think that's probably
They
fair.
can't cut us off on the boat.
It's BYO.
Yeah.
All right, we'll stick around. We're going to
I'll
be
sort that.
previewing all of Nine's games this weekend. It's going to be a big weekend of footy. All that coming up right after this. Well, what a big week of footy we have coming to you right here on Nine's Wide World of Sports. On Thursday night, it all kicks off the Bulldogs and the Panthers. Friday night, the Knights and the Raiders at McDonald Jones Stadium. Then Sunday, footy, it's a bit of a Queensland derby. The Titans and the Cowboys going head-to-head. The Cowboys, they'll be desperate to bounce back after what the Roosters did to them last Sunday. All right, who are we tipping? Panthers, Bulldogs at CommBank.
I'll go Panthers. If Nate's playing, if he's playing.
I reckon if Nathan doesn't kick goals, it's a big sign that his groin's not that great. I'm going to go Dogs.
I'm Dogs. Look at their bench. Hayes, Josh Curran, Lachlan Galvin and Kurt Mann. Pretty good bench. Always
I think
started the bench.
Panthers were good last week.
They were
Yeah, they
brilliant.
were
Out
good,
there
weren't
Origin
they?
weeks.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't find too much form.
They just bored them, didn't they? They played that Nathan style without Nathan. They
Do you reckon
kept
they
trying to
could win it?
compete for kicks.
Do you reckon
Yeah.
they could win it outside the top 4?
Penrith?
Yeah. No one's done it. What's that, 20-odd years, 20, 30 years?
Got a lot of experience. I wouldn't count them out, but
It all comes down to Nathan as well, whether he's fit, whether he's not. Friday night footy, Knights v Raiders, McDonald Jones Stadium. Who are you tipping for that one?
Raiders,
Yep.
Fletcher Sharps, yeah.
He's still in hospital in Perth.
Yeah,
Fletcher.
he's no good.
Bugger. I'm going to go Knights. I think they can upset them.
Yep.
Bradman back, Jacob Safidi back.
Jacob Safidi's back.
Oh, is he?
Booney round, full house up there at Newey.
True.
I'll go Raiders. They're going good.
I thought they looked vulnerable in the
winning.
second half last week, the Raiders.
Yeah.
Didn't score a point. The Tigers put 14 on it.
Having
think
Bradman,
Knights-
and Bradman is a big help for
What's he
Knights.
like to tackle?
Yeah,
Impossible.
he's fast and strong. He just adds a bit of a bit of flair to him.
He's
you
a
know
bit of
what I mean?
yours footwork too.
Yeah, he's more stutter, short
Yeah.
feet. Yeah, he's a good player.
Should see him in the gym, the weights he
Yeah,
throws
he's a
around.
beast, eh?
Douche.
I can imagine. All right, Sunday footy, Titans v Cowboys.
I said Titans earlier. I feel like I want to change. I'm going to change 5 times before Sunday in this game.
It's hard to pick this one, I feel.
Cowboys need a bounce back.
130.
They need a
I
bounce
think
back.
Cows will bounce back.
They need a bounce back.
Then A back.
He
didn't play.
Cotter will be back.
did he
Robson
play,
and
though?
Cotter didn't play. They'll
Robson
be
and
back.
Cotter, sorry.
Yeah.
Tamalolo's still not back with that calf? No.
No.
I think
Ti-
They've had a lot of games.
Titans are so
Jaden
inconsistent.
Campbell, he's not playing though, is he? Is Jaden Campbell out?
HIA, didn't he, last week?
Yes. So he's out.
I'll go Cows with no confidence.
I'm changing, actually. I said Tides, I'm on to Cows now.
Okay.
Cows.
There you go. Cows
Murray?
as well. There you go. Freddie, you love to flip, don't you?
Yeah.
All right. And don't forget as well, State of Origin, the decider, July 9, coming to you exclusive, live and free on 9 and 9 now. New South Wales v Queensland. It doesn't get much better than that. The countdown to the State of Origin is certainly on. But stick around. We're going to be back to wrap it all up after this. All right, before we go, we're going to ask the question, who is it a big week for this week in the NRL?
Wow.
I'm going to say my one. Beanies for Brain Cancer. Big weekend for Mark Hughes and the entire foundation, everyone who puts their hard work to this great cause.
Would you say Nath if he gets through the
Nathan,
game?
Yes.
That's a good one.
Probably a big one.
Big week for the Dragons. Some big decisions being made there. I think they need to perform.
What did you make of the news that they said that Tyrell Sloan can
I think he's
look
a
around?
good player.
Yeah.
There's a player in there, but he's a confidence player. He can go a little bit like that. But
He's a good player. There's points in him. You know what? At the end of the day, you need people that can score points, and he's one of them.
do you reckon go to England, mature a bit, play in different...
You're going to have Perth, and you're going to have a couple of teams come in. There is a position for him somewhere, and he'll fit somewhere, and he'll be on highlights reels forever.
Go to Super League for a year, right?
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Who's it a big week for?
Newcastle Knights.
There you
Bernie
go.
for brain cancer around, big crowd up there, and if they win, they're close to the 8.
There you go. Thanks so much for joining us here on Freddy the Eighth. Did you enjoy?
It was great fun.
You know
Thanks
we
for
get
having me.
paid for this.
Hey?
We get paid for this.
I was roughed up.
And maybe one day too,
Teddy
you
wants
will.
on board.
Yeah.
Good show this, yeah.
Give us a call when you retire. All right,
thank
thanks
you.
so much for joining us. Always, as it always is, good to see the both of you. Enjoy the footy over the weekend as well, and we'll see you right here again next week.
This has been another presentation from Nine's Wide World of Sports.